How's it going, everyone? My name is Ed, and in this video I'm going to show you 3 ways to swap a CD009 inside of your Lexus SC400 and SC300. But first, if you're new to my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you like it. Subscribe if you like what you see. So a couple of weeks ago I asked you, my subscribers, what transmission do you want me to install inside of this Lexus SC400? And out of all the transmissions that I showed you, most of y'all selected the CD009 transmission. This is a CD009 out of a 2006 350Z. I'm told it has 86,000 miles. Of course, I don't know if that's true or not. And yeah, so far, I am really happy with the way this looks. It's pretty clean. The gearing, let's go through the gears here really quickly. First, second, third, fourth. Let's try third and then go to fifth. Nope, didn't work. Sixth. Oh, now, there you go, that's fifth. And then reverse. Push down, there you go, reverse. Now, I am not a CD009 expert, so if you want to make sure you have a CD009, the best way that I have found, which is like the easiest way to do it, is go on the passenger side of the transmission. You're going to find a tab that has the VIN number, and then you want to go to Concept Z's website. It's like $5, pay for a VIN lookup, and they'll email you what the trans is. They'll tell you if it's a CD007, 8, 9, whatever, but then you'll know what you have. Just pay the $5 and then go from there. Now, one of the first things that you're gonna notice when you're researching or looking up CD009 adapter kits is that you have a couple of options to choose from, as there's a lot of aftermarket support. So my goal in this video is to basically give you like a high-level overview of what some of those options look like and what the differences are. So the first question that you need to ask yourself is to cut or not to cut. And what I'm talking about is the bell housing on the CD009 trans. Believe it or not, you actually don't have to cut the bell housing off. There are a couple of companies that offer traditional adapter plates that simply bolt to the back of the block, and that allows you to bolt the CD009 the way it is to that adapter plate. One company that comes to mind, Pop, also known as Pursuit of Perfection, they offer a custom adapter plate with their flywheel combination that allows you to use any 350 or 370Z clutch. And they also offer most of the pieces needed to complete your swap. So you can buy a drive shaft, cross member. I think they also have a clutch too. But right now, most of those pieces are sold out. So you pretty much can only get what they have, which is their flywheel and adapter plate setup. Another company that offers a no-cut option is Collins Adapter. Now, similar to Pop, they basically offer every single thing you need to successfully install a CD009 inside of your Lexus SC400 or SC300. But unlike Pop, when it comes to the clutch and flywheel combination, they use basically kind of like an in-house hybrid setup. So unless you know exactly what pressure plate they are using, you basically have to always go to them to get a replacement clutch. So you may be asking yourself, why would you choose to cut the bell housing off if you don't have to cut the bell housing off? So I spent quite a bit of time going down that rabbit hole, and here's what I found out. So when you look at the CD009 bell housing and you compare it to, I don't know, let's say the 1U bell housing, you'll notice that the CD009 bell housing is about 2 inches wider. And what this translates to exactly is, depending on the chassis that you're going to be installing this in, you may have fitment issues getting this transmission to fit inside of your trans tunnel. Now, I am not saying that it's impossible. I'm basically saying that you may need to use tools like these. In the case of this SC400, I am told that the fitment is going to be really tight. And basically what it boils down to is convenience of serviceability. What I mean by that is, when it comes time to do the clutch, you may have to end up pulling the engine just because of how difficult it is to get access to the upper bolts on the trans. I'm not saying that that's what it is, or again, it's impossible. I'm just saying that that may be something that you have to keep in mind if you decide to do the no cut option. And because I don't feel like doing a engine service here by pulling the motor out every single time I just need to drop the trans, in my case, I think for me, I'm gonna have to just cut this bell housing and just go from there. So let's talk about some of the cut options that you have. This first company I'm gonna talk about is a company that's been around for a while, and they are actually a pretty popular option when it comes to adapter plates and transmission swaps in general. And this company is none other than Collins Adapter. Yes, they offer a cut and a no cut option. So depending on which flavor you feel like going with, you have another option to choose from there. Now with their no cut option, this means that you have to go with a 1U automatic bell housing, and their clutch again is a hybrid clutch setup, which basically just means that you have to use whatever pressure plate clutch combo they offer with their clutch packages. But for the most part, this is pretty much one of the best starter packages that you are going to come across, because it literally comes with every single thing you need to get up and running in no time. For the price of $2,677, this will come with a shifter, a clutch, a drive shaft, cross member, everything, except for maybe fluids, but you know what I mean. Every single thing you need. Another company that may come up while you're researching for different adapter kits is a company called Autosport Engineering. And like Collins, you're gonna need to use your 1U bell housing with their adapter plate. However, unlike Collins, their kit actually allows you to use any 350 or 370Z clutch, and you can actually buy the flywheel friction pad material from anywhere. They actually list the part number on their website. Now they offer every single thing you need except for the clutch. So if you want to buy their full kit, you're probably going to end up paying around $2,500. And again, that doesn't include a clutch, but you can buy any 350 or 370Z clutch you want. Now, like Autosport Engineering and Collins Adapters, XAT is another company that's known for making a wide variety of different adapter plate setups for different trans options that you can run in your 1UZ or 2JZ setup. With XAT, you have the option to choose to run a W58 trans, an R154 trans, and now a CD009 transmission. And yes, this option will allow you to use a 1U bell housing from your automatic transmission. Now, I am not sure if this adapter kit will allow you to run any 350 or 370Z clutch you want. I did see that they have the option to choose a Clutchmasters FX400 series clutch, which I'm guessing is probably a pretty good clutch. But if you wanted to get started with this kit, you're probably going to be looking at paying maybe around the neighborhood of $2,900 out the door. And I couldn't see if that included a cross member or not. So I think you would still need to buy a cross member. So maybe add another $250, give or take. So far, I have talked about 3 options that require you to use your 1U bell housing. But what if you're like me and your SC400 already came manual swapped and you don't actually have a 1U bell housing from an automatic transmission to use? Well, there's actually a company that thought of this, and it's actually quite a nice option. I'm talking about Fishtech Racing. Now, what separates this company from all the other companies that I've already talked about is that they literally made a custom bell housing that's actually really beautiful looking, that bolts to your CD009 transmission, and then that allows you to just straight bolt the trans to your block. Now, again, it's a really nice piece of bell housing here, but it's also very expensive. For almost $3,000, you're gonna get the bell housing, flywheel, and a Serial 9 shifter, which is actually a really nice shifter, some bits and pieces, but what you're not gonna get is a cross member, a drive shaft, and a clutch. So when it's all said and done, you're probably gonna be spending over $4,000 to have this kit, but if you're looking to splurge a little bit, you're gonna end up with a really, really, really nice option. So out of all of these options, I am going to reveal which one I decided to go with and why. So without wasting any more time, let's just jump right into this. Boom. Here it is. Now, in my heart, I wanted to go with Fish Racing, okay? And I probably should have gone with Fish Racing, but in my wallet, I had to go with Collins, man. I just had to do it. I mean, when you're shopping around and you're looking at all of these different options, and I know you get what you pay for, Collins is like the best bang for the buck. I mean, it's really like a no-brainer. For the price of $2,300, you get everything, including a clutch. Now, this is without the shifter. I know I said $2,600 or something earlier. Everybody complains about that short shifter, which I should add, that's not even a Collins part. That's like a FinFab piece, okay? And everybody complains about that short shifter. So ideally, the solution here is buy a better shifter, okay? Get a Serial 9 shifter and pay $500 instead of $250 or however much it goes. Just pay another $250 more, get a better shifter, and then boom, your problem solved. You don't have to worry about that shifter. Big brain moves. This is Ed signing off. Until next time, peace.